respect, the more you go insane. You're such a scrub, just mash those buttons now, you'll never be a pro. But if you wanna be like me, there's one place you can go. Just go to test your mind at MKE, delete those threads and silence me. Illuminati, MKU's a place for me, and LPS gonna give us free from Illuminati. You're out of hand, you've just been banned. The words you said were full of cancer. You only said that 'cause you're moving fast, but he is moving faster. You're such a scrub, just smash those buttons now, you'll never be a pro. But if you wanna be like me, there's one place you can go. Just go to test your mind at MKE, delete those threads and silence me. Illuminati, MKU's a place for me, and OPS gonna give us free from Illuminati. Just go to test your mind at MKE, delete those threads and silence me. Illuminati, MKU's a place for me, and OPS gonna give us free. Illuminati, test your mind at MKE, delete those threads and silence me. Illuminati, MKU's a place for me, and OPS gonna give us free. Illuminati.
You hear about that guy, calls himself JamessMK.
Oh yeah. That motherfucker smokes 2 packs a day.
I heard he's got his own show now.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's growing real fast. And now everybody's gonna be
Man, I got my ass kicked by an old man.
You think that's bad? He beat me down using only one hand.
I heard he outdrinks the guests on his show.
Well, by now, I'm sure that everybody knows.
OBS. And I ain't talking no bullshit.
You hear about that guy, calls himself JamessMK,
And that DarKNaTaS, he know how to play.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Christmas special on Blast show. Obviously, I'm JamessMK and my co-host DarKNaTaS. Wishing you all a, or should I say, belated Merry Christmas, because it is officially over. What's up there, Tony T? It's the 26th here as well in the States. Pretty much kind of a quiet day. I we didn't really want to go too crazy. I mean, there was a couple of guests I was going to look to get, but you know, it's hard during Christmas time, so figure I'm going to get some of you guys out there on here, talk about what you did for Christmas, the lighter side of life. It's an OBS special Christmas. Natus, I'm sure you got some shout outs and whatnot you want to get out there right away.
Yeah, just, what's up, everybody? Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, belated also. Usual shit, we weren't sure we were going to do the show today, but we decided to do it anyway. So I'm actually glad to see everybody waiting around. There's actually about 50 people already on the show. So, guys, remember all the sponsors and stuff. Check out all the websites in the info section below. Other than that, go ahead, James.
Obviously, shout outs to Mr. Trey Pounds, who stuck it out with me this morning, bullshitting about routers till about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock this morning on Skype.
Oh, I'm glad I got off that call.
Cheech, shout outs to you, obviously. Soldier Santero, Mr. Felice, obviously Tony T down in the lovely Aussie land there. Who else do we got in here? We got, let's go to Robot Columbus is always a guaranteed. Obviously Rolando down in the Caribbean. All the OBS members, Toro, Guido, Salavia, Trey. Then Mr. 16-Bit joins us, which is a big shout out to Mr. 16-Bit. We got Mr. Ashnar, we got OBS Big D, Cheech. Man, all you guys must have gotten all good presents for Christmas, man, because you're all here listening to my show. Mr. Toxic, Zato out in Portugal, I believe it is. Obviously, Mr. Revolver sticking it out. I did see, but disappeared, a Miss Bird song, so I was going to give a little shout out to her. What I'm going to do is, now that Christmas is over, I'm going to run over the past, I guess about a week and a half ago, I spoke with the Riot guys who do the MK Flash dances, and they were shooting a Christmas special, and I said, you know what, for shits and giggles, let me get down there just to hang out with them. They allowed me a little cameo in there, but I'm going to run the Riot, well, now technically they're called, what are they called, the SuperZeros, the SuperZeros Christmas special. So with that, I'm going to run it now. To go out there and flail around like an idiot. You join the crowd, man. They're a great bunch of guys. They've been doing it for quite some time. They're always looking for people to cosplay. And like I said, it's actually, you wind up having a great time just hanging out with them all day. I mean, I couldn't drink, but you know what? Today's the 26th, therefore I have 30 days left. After 30 days, I'll be drinking.
And the countdown begins.
And the countdown does begin. And until then, I'll have to settle with freaking Red Bull. Other things, what do we got? We got Winter Brawl coming up. We got Frosty Faustings coming up. We got SCR coming up. We got Final Round coming up. I hear a lot of chitter-chatter all over the place. I don't know if 16-Bit and maybe Pig would like to join us. The going-ons. No, I don't smoke weed, so sorry, Felicia, I can't smoke weed. I mean, I physically could if I wanted to, but I don't. But 16-Bit and maybe Pig, if you guys want to get on. I know you know, I hear lots of chitter chatter going on with you guys, with Chris G stuff, with Rio stuff. So if you guys are up for it, you're more than welcome to let everybody else out there that maybe he's not caught some of the forum chitter chatter of what's going on. From what I'm understanding, Chris G is out to prove that you know, he can dominate with Kenshi, is what I'm hearing. Seeing is believing. I mean, he's a great player. So, you know, Chris G is also versing 16-bit, I believe, at SCR. Oh, you might not go now. He might not be going to SCR.
Oh, what the fuck?
I mean, it's, hey, you know what? Work, things happen. I mean, you can't, I don't hold nothing against nobody. You know, if you could, you could. It'd be great to see a money match between you and Chris G. Be better to see a money match between you and Rio, but that's a different story. Did PL change his mind with the Rio money match? From my understanding, no. You know, as of right now, like 16-bit saying in the chat, as of right now, he doesn't think he's going to be able to get to SCR. You know, I feel for the West Coast. You know, it's hard for the East and the Midwest to get there. I don't know why. It just always seems like it's been. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it. I mean, I'm gonna do the Frosty Faustings, and I'm also going to hit up the Galloping Ghost charity stream, which, since I'm on the topic, before I forget again, did I freaking bury this again? I bury all my shit all over the place. I did, didn't I? Hey, 16-bit, what's the date for that? It's February 26th, I believe, starting at 11 to 11 on the 27th. At Galloping Ghost Arcade at the charity stream. If guys can get out there, get out there. If guys can't get out there but can just donate to some good causes, be sure to get out there. He's emo about traveling to tournaments. Oh, God, you're emo about doing everything. But I believe the charity stream is February 26th, if I'm correct, 16-bit. If you can wipe the tears from your eyes to answer that. He didn't answer it, so he's got to get the tears out of his eyes and think about work. And I believe it's February 26th to 27th, guys. Tune into Galloping Ghost Arcade. If you any New Year's resolutions for me, yeah, smoke more. I don't smoke enough. No, I got no New Year's resolution. You know what my New Year's resolution is? To actually take MK9 serious for about a week. Yeah, that's about the only thing. Maybe I'll do it for a week.
Well, should your New Year's resolution be not to drink for the first 26 days of January?
No, actually, that's not a choice. I don't want to tempt myself with that shit. You know, I think I am gonna start to train with Tetra a little bit. I'm gonna get involved with the Baraka Council a little bit and see if we can actually turn Baraka into a feasible character somehow. He's got to be able to break that top 8 mark somehow.
Whoa! What? Wait, Ronaldo, you offered them 5,000 to do the match and they declined? Oh, Jesus Christ!
Man, that's insane.
Gee, and fucking PL declined fucking $5,000.
That's insane. I love PL. I love PL like a redheaded stepchild.
Wow.
But, it's like, take the money, man. Take the money. If you can get the money, take the money. It is free money. I mean, he could buy himself a new pair of roller skates. He can get himself a new scarf. I mean, there's so much he can do with $5K. Buy himself a Wii, the super duper Wii console.
Can we get Ronaldo on the show to talk about this?
Yeah, hey, Ronaldo, I'm gonna add you in. Can you want to get in on this?
Yeah, now that you got the cat out the bag, we want to hear this. He said 2 minutes he needs.
All right, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I didn't know about the 5K part. That's
Oh man.
Cheech. You know what? I don't know. You know what though? It's funny because when I was barking with Mr. MLG, Vice President, he actually apparently was an Ohioite too. So I guess Ohio's got a Hollywood version of it that apparently thinks it's East Coast, West Coast, and they can. Apparently, like I don't even have a justification. I guess just PL's rich. I mean, why should Carl give into the trolling? 16-bit, didn't we do this last year? 16-bit, $5,000, win, lose, or draw. It ain't even out of your pocket.
I know, man. Come on. And he's beaten Rio twice already before. Like, seriously, you can't do it again for $5,000?
For $5,000. I mean, you wouldn't take the money? If I lay a...
That's more than any fucking most tournaments besides MLG. You get him right there.
If I was going... I'll tell you right now, man. I can't fucking... I have no justification. I don't care about who's won Evo. I don't care about who's won more tournaments. It's $5,000 for free if you win. It ain't gonna cost you a fucking red cent. There's no reason. Has nothing to do with trolling. It's $5,000. Oh, turn your mic down.
One second. Get my headset. I'm sorry.
Okay.
$5,000 is $5,000, dude. I mean, this for him to turn. I mean, dude, he made me like two cigarettes in a row here. $5,000 is $5,000. I can't even fathom turning. I mean, he wanted $10,000. I think, didn't he say at one time he wanted $10,000?
Yes.
You're getting half. Oh, Rolando dropped off, I think. I'll let him back in. You're getting half. At least that's a midpoint. And the worst part is, if let's just say at the end of the day, all right, and I can understand, I guess, I'm going to take a gander at what PL's logic is if PL wins Frosty Faustings per se, but loses the money match, nobody's going to give a shit. And I think that's his mentality about it, And
so he has no faith in his skills then.
Yep, we hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
All right, man. What's going on, people?
Not much, sir. So you offered $5,000 now.
All right. Hold up. I wasn't ready to talk about this as yet, but I mean, it's kind of hot off the press. Me and PL started talking today on BlackBerry, and I just try to get a point of view of what he wants to do for next year and stuff like that, and and in the past I had already asked him, if he's going to money match Gross next year for a run back. He says no, because Gross doesn't deserve it and all that kind of stuff, and so I'm like, you know what, it's cool. I'll respect that. We'll just leave it at that. If you guys encounter each other in the tournaments, whatever, okay, we dropped that. Now we're busy planning, as most of you guys know. We got the Casino Royale thing that's going down on the first day of the tournament, which is we're looking for 8 exhibition matches. And of course, with all of the hype that's going on for Mortal Kombat, I want to really... I want the best possible match, the match that everyone wants to see. And I told him, in my opinion, the match that everyone wants to see is, Perfect Legend against Rio. Where I do agree with him, I gotta say, is $1,000 isn't enough. When you're talking about guys that have been competing for, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, to put their reputations on the line like that for $1,000. I wasn't surprised that he passed it up, and I'm actually surprised that Rio even took it. It's not really what it should be. I told him straight up what the highest we think VXG would go for the money matches, and the highest prize fight would be $5,000. And I told him we would be willing to offer that to him. He said no, that's not enough. Because it's just not enough. That's his opinion. He thinks that, you know, if you're gonna do a money match, you're basically giving someone a shortcut to a tournament. It's like letting them go in a 2-man tournament and play second right away. And he has more to lose than anyone he plays because, you know, he's a 2-time Evo champ. The minute he loses, he gets all the hate. If he wins, no one gives a damn. So it's like a lose-lose situation for him. Of course, money is nice. You know, I try to tell him about the money and stuff. But, well, yeah, it does. I kind of understand where he's going from because, I mean, I'll tell you guys this. I spent about 2 weeks, Carl stayed in my place for about 5 to 6 days at the end. He was staying at a hotel for about 2 weeks. I told him, you know, let's save some hotel money. You guys just stay in my apartment. We'll chill there. And I got to know the guy really well. And I got to say, I think the community has pushed him in a corner where he feels like everyone is just out to get him and out to find a position to ridicule him. And he's always finding himself in a lose-lose situation. And because of that, I think that part of his personality within the community makes him not want to do these kind of things. Like, if he's going to do it, it has to be for something so huge that if he does lose, it's whatever, and okay, it was something that he was really trying for because it was a significant amount of money. I mean, 5,000, yes, it is a significant amount of money, but I guess right now, the way he's looking at it, it's not. Now, granted, maybe he'll change his mind. I mean, VXG's 7 months away. I don't know. My offer still stands. If those two want to go at it, him and Rio or him and Gross, the offer is there for both of them. I'm going to wait and see. That's why I said I kind of probably said this a little early. Maybe he hasn't had some time to really sit down and think about it. So that's why I would prefer if everyone here don't get on his ass about it. Give him some time to think about it. I literally just threw this at him today, just hours ago. So give him some time and let's see what happens. Maybe by the time Winter Brawl comes around and people see who's coming to VXG and all this stuff, maybe he's going to feel like take us up on the offer.
I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not getting on him about it, you know. I mean, but realistically speaking, you know, even the grand portion of it, and this is where, you know, I don't see eye to eye with this new generation. You know, you guys are not making $1,000 a week. You're lucky, you know, and I don't know everybody's situation, but, you know, you're certainly not making $5,000 a week, and
oh my god, a thread is up already? Really? Oh my god.
Shit. Are you serious?
Yeah, he's gonna hate me. I'm gonna get my BlackBerry right now because he's gonna fucking kill me. But it's all good.
Hey, you know, Carl, if you know, I don't know, Carl, I don't know if you ever even listen to the show, but, you know, you're more than willing to get on. You know, I'm not going to ridicule you. I mean, I've told you, you know, in the past how I felt about, you know, the things you've done and how you are as a person. I think you're a cool guy. I just think, you know, when it comes to playing, in a nutshell, I look at the average top 10 players as ballless players. And that's not just him, so I don't want him to feel like, you know, I'm singling him out. I mean, I could pretty much run down the list and just say, you know, in my opinion, beyond people like, let's say, Rio, Showtime, you know, maybe a Chris G, you know, some guys play for the love of the game and the money portion of it comes down the way. Some people play for that title. And Carl, you know, I believe Carl plays for the title, which nobody can take away the 2 Evo wins from him. He's a great player. But, you know, I will never declare him a world champion when nobody, and I repeat, nobody has dominated in this game in 2 years. Nobody. you know, and until that happens, you know, and I ran through it, you know, at NEC with a couple of people where I said, you know, when I find a guy that could play every character out there, then I can say that guy is the best guy out there. But for a guy to be able to pick one guy and dominate, and that would include Rio with you know, just going Cabal. You know, I mean, I want, to me, what it means to be the best is a guy that could take an unwinnable match and turn it into a win. You know, and I will say, you know, Tom Brady is one of the few out there that does take what's considered unwinnable matches, and whether it be luck or good reads or in his genes or whatever, you know, I've watched him, you know, turn matches that should have been against him in his favor. You know, and that's the direction that I believe, you know, the true world champion would be. And on top of that, you know, I've spoken to you before about this, you know, outside of the UK and America and a little bit of Central and South America, there's a whole planet out there. Until we get, you know, bits and pieces of everybody from all over the world, you know, quote unquote, like Street Fighter, the world tournament, you know, we don't have a world tournament. We have the best American players. We have the best European players. We have the best South American players. I think VXG will be the closest that we're actually going to get to actually coming out with the best players overall. But, you know, with that said, I mean, I'm not going to break his balls about the money, like, but, you know.
Let me say, like, the thing is, again, you know, even if you look at, you brought an example of, like, boxing. I mean, champions. But in boxing, you have two types of champions. You have the type of champion that just wants to fight whoever he can fight. You know, like that's more school guys, you know, like a Roberto Duran and these kind of fellas. You know, Mike Tyson, he would fight up until when he got beat. He would fight whoever it took. All of a sudden, he got beat and he started fighting bums and started toning it down a bit. Why? Because you realize suddenly that you're risking your career by always putting yourself in the position of scrutiny, especially if you're seen as somewhat of a villain in the eyes of the fans. And I think we have to kind of admit that whatever, I don't know why it's happened or where it happened, Carl at some point became a villain to many in the community, and he has put himself in that. He's been in this position now where he has to be very selective about these kind of things, because yes, if he wins for real, let's say he does his money match $5,000 and he wins, you know, he would have $5,000.
Yes.
Would he get respect from the community for winning the $5,000, or are people still gonna troll him and be like, "Oh well, it was a lucky, or it was this, or it was Kung Lao, or you know, what is it?"
Nobody would down. Nobody would. You know what? If he won or if he lost, it wouldn't change the community stance on PL. You know, and you know, does the community, you know, rip into him? Shit, you know, I've been the freaking #1 proponent of ripping into him. I won't deny it. And it's not because I don't like him. I'm that dick that will turn around behind you and keep telling you, you better go fuck that motherfucker up. Go fuck that motherfucker up. And he just, it's like he don't want, it's almost like he gets his win and doesn't want to. You know, he's content with just getting that win. You know, to me, to be the best, you know, one of you guys in this room I know is a big freaking wrestling fan. What is that Ric Flair line? To be the best, you got to beat the best.
To beat a man, you got to beat the man.
But unfortunately, you know, with MK, you have 16-bit. You have Pig. You got Rio. You got CD Jr. You got Maxter. You got Showtime. You got, I mean, the list just goes on and on. You got PL. There's so many players that on any day could be the guy that wins a big tournament. You know, when you go to these tournaments, it isn't like 16-bit only goes to a tournament with 8 people and wins. You know, 16-bit goes and produces well at a tournament with just as many people as Rio does. So, you know, in the beginning of this community, that was and it was the real talk, because in fact 16-bit kind of hit on it in the beginning before final round last year of, you know, the East Coast guys kind of stayed to the East Coast, and then Detroit came over here with Pig, and Detroit wound up winning, you know. So it showed that there is no one person. Now, personally, if I was as good as these guys, and I was back in my youth, and I had the ability to quote unquote, let's just say, like somebody said, is he the Mayweather? No, there's like 20 Mayweathers out there. But if there was an opportunity to unify everything under one banner, is Evo twice a huge accomplishment? Yes. But I can't let the fact that Rio and CD Jr. and 16-Bit and Pig have been going through the tournament scene as dominant forces and say, well, because he won the 2 Evos, that automatically overshadows all this, you know, all of their accomplishments.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem lies, which is where, you know, and 16-Bit, you know, and I believe 16-Bit is almost content with the acceptance of the fact that, and I know 16-Bit wants to win Evo. I mean, Jesus Christ, even I wanted to win Evo, but, you know, I mean, everybody's entitled to a pipe dream. But you guys who have a chance, okay, even though he's won Evo, you got to kind of step back and you got to say to yourself, well, what the fuck? He won 2 Evos, but during the rest of the year, we were the guys that we were in the front line winning all the majors. And, you know, it's almost like he just, you know, I'm going to, you know, because somebody else, since we're going into boxing references, he's like Drago, you know, and he fights 2 fights, but they fucking injected the shit out of him with some mad crazy steroids for those 2 matches, which so happened to be Evo, and he dominated the shit out of people. And then he's had other tournaments he's gone to where he's always produced. You know, it's not that he has a lack of production. But one of the things, you know, that hurt these top players is their own egos. They hurt themselves, whether it be, and I'm sorry, 16-Bit, but the whole, you know, NEC drama with the brackets and the groups, you know, and I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just saying if I was in your position, I would have, I would have shut my mouth. I would have blew the motherfuckers up, and then I would have did my little bear roar that you like to do and rubbed it in their face and said, "I know you motherfuckers tried to stack a bracket against me, and I still took these down. And if you didn't, you know what?
Right.
Unfortunately, that's the luck of the draw."
Yeah, I mean, James, you and I also talk about this a lot.
You're breaking up, Ronaldo.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Mentioning this quite a lot, and while I think, hold up, do I have something running here? Okay, can you guys hear me now? A little better?
Yes.
Not yet.
Yeah, you sound better.
Yeah.
I think so. Go ahead.
Hello, am I good now?
You sound better.
Okay. The whole thing about, you know, Evo being, I just find it a little weird that, you know, if someone has been not performing in let's say
you're still breaking up. You're still breaking up.
Yeah, you're still breaking up. What do you got, a bad connection today?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let me move my laptop around.
What do you got? Two coconuts and a string out there in the island?
Hello?
Yeah.
You sound a little bit better, but it sounds like you're walking around.
What are you doing? You stealing somebody's internet?
See, now 16-Bit, you know, I mean, I agree, you're right. Probably 5 months later, you know what, it might be you, 16-Bit, asking for the money match. But that's part of, yep, you sound better now.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Skype was messing around.
But, you know, hold on, let me just quickly finish. But, you know, and I agree, and you know, and it's what, like I said, you know, to be on top means to be chased non-stop. You know, and that's, you know, whether it be you, whether it be PL, Rio, Pig, Maxter, I mean, fucking Natish, whoever. You know, if you're on top, you're the guy that everybody's shooting for. Unfortunately, he doesn't display that that fighter attitude, and that's the part that I believe hurts him. Anyway, go ahead, Rolando.
Yeah. What I'm saying is the whole thing about Evo being the tournament, like you're taking away that accomplishment. The problem is exactly that. I think people don't like the fact that a player will only hold on to one tournament and let that be the definitive judgment as him being the best or not. I just don't think that's realistic. Gaming is not like I don't think it's suitable to have what Evo does in the forms of a world championship. In gaming, that is not feasible. As different as the two sports are, the sport that it's most comparable to, in my opinion, is golf. Because every week there's another tournament in golf, just like every week there's another tournament in gaming. Now, there are a few tournaments every year, 4 or 5 of these that are really big, that a lot of people go to. Evo is included. Yes, Evo might be the biggest, just like the US Open might be the biggest, but there's the British Open, there's a PGA Open, there's the Masters, all of that stuff. Same thing in tennis. To me, that is really how it should work. It's a long list of players. It's an individual sport. It's not a team sport. So you can't look at it as basketball where there's an NBA finals. Like, that can't work in gaming. You can't have one tournament be the definitive factor of you are now the best. Because if that's the case, how many people out there are saying Infrit is the second best Marvel player in the world right now? You know, how many people are really saying that? Of course no one's saying that. Because it's, for some reason, an MK, I guess, I don't know if you guys take it more serious than it really should be, but in my opinion, if you take the accomplishments over the entire year, I think even Carl would admit Rio had a better year than him. I don't think that's even a debate. So whether they're a better player or not, even if they have a money match between the two of them, that won't determine who's a better player. But no one is going to look at it that way, and at the end of the day, one guy's going to end up looking bad here. If Rio loses, in my opinion, he has a lot to lose as well, because it'll look like, okay, you win all these tournaments, but this is the one guy, this is the one Achilles heel that messes you up. So everything you did last year, maybe if you had met up with Carl in the brackets, it would have been a different story. That's now the spin that's happening there. Carl, of course, we talked about his negative part. Both people have a lot to lose in doing this match, in my opinion. Yet, I think what the community doesn't like is the fact that even though Rio does have a lot to lose as well, he's still the one willing to do the match. He's confident and
yeah, he don't care. He wants 5K. He wants the K or whatever. He wants the money.
Yeah. That's why I didn't even message Rio or anything about this, because I know I don't even have to ask him. I know he's coming to VXG, and I know if I tell the dude, hey, next week, by the way, you got a money match with Carl, $5,000. He's not gonna be like, well, you should have asked me first, or I don't know if I'm really ready to. No, he's gonna be like, hell yeah, let's do this shit. So, and like I said, it's not their money. If you want to bet, if you want to say, listen, let's make this $10,000 and each of us put 5K of our own money in. So you got your sponsored prize and you got your 5K. So then it's a 10K money match. Hey, oh, that's possible. I mean, there's going to be a lot of side bets going on in the casino cage, I can imagine. That's why I'm a little bit disappointed in it, because I think this is where the community would have a really great time gambling on these matches, and for the first time gambling legally on these matches in the casino, you know, with odds and all of that stuff set up. I think that would have been a blast. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen, but like I said, let's give the dude some time to think about it. I'm talking, give him a couple months. Let's see how things shape up. And then I think 2013, I want to see a great Mortal Kombat money match, but unfortunately, that is the only match that it's the, well, what used to be the Manny Pacquiao versus Mayweather thing. Yeah. Everyone wants to see that. Anything else you do will always have people thinking, man, if only Carl and Rio. Like this was a good money match, but honestly, man, I'm really hoping to see Carl and Rio do
Yeah, this is
the same.
not a match that I want to see like at the end of Rocky, fucking Apollo and Rocky in the back room somewhere, fucking age before beauty bullshit. You know, I mean, this is a match that, you know, and once again, you know, this is, you know, the whole OBS thing. What I stress. You know, I may break his balls. I mean, if I seen the guy on the ground, I'd put a hand out to help him up anytime. You know, but the competitiveness, and I see 16-bit, I see you in the chat too, saying, you know, the Evos is enough for you. I don't know, maybe that's my old age. It's never enough. You know, I want, if you know, as a player, if I win 2 Evos back to back, I want to win 6 Evos. I want to win every NEC. I want to win every tournament I face. If I possessed some of the skill that you guys possessed, I would not only want to beat you guys, and this is where I side with Pig with the competitiveness. I would want to humiliate you guys. I did 23 tournaments this year. I would be pissed if I walked out with 22 wins. If I was at that competitive level, and it's something that, you know, maybe, like I said, maybe it's the generational gap that changed it, but I just don't see that fire in a lot of the guys that are there. I see the under guys, and it's funny because, you know, VSM has been struggling to keep itself afloat, and it's, you know, it's. If people had noticed the way VSM was structured, your original, your quote unquote first string VSM guys, which were the Dominican brothers and Rio, KT Smith, J360,
Me and you.
well, no, because we weren't really we were kind of the second, you know, Insuperables, Felices, the Claude Von Strokes. We were like the second generation.
No. When they announced the first VSM guys, we were part of that.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying as far as
We were
coming
first
in,
gen.
Okay. How many times did you place top 8?
But you're talking about
No, I'm talking
VSM.
about placing.
None.
Okay, so that's why, like I said, we are like the second generation of the tournament players. You and I know.
Well, we're the Team B. That's what we are.
You know, we're the B team. We're the B team. That's
Yeah,
what
we're the B
and that's
team
what
and
I'm
the C
trying to
team.
say. And you got players like Insuperable, and I love Insuperable, but man, I have not seen as many excuses. And I'm not saying, you know, I mean, school is school, and you know, you're doing your thing. But if I was his age, you know, with the responsibilities in life, which, you know, I mean, we've talked, I might not know his total background, you know, if maybe there's some fucking other responsibility that's more, you know, more pending than tournaments, but I'd be out there trying to get to every goddamn tournament I could. I don't give a shit if it's in California, Calcutta, or Calgary, Alberta, you know, it don't matter. I would get to any one I could, because I would want, you know, and it goes back to like, even like my MK1 and 2 days. People would travel hours to come and play against me, you know, and it was an honor. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm still sending you fucking home with a loss, you know. And it was kind of like, you know, Street Fighter, the World Warrior, you know, players from around the world. That mentality of that game is what really took place in the Mortal Kombat scene. In fact, you know, I'll say it right on the camera, 16-bit, you know him. You know, Brian LeBaron used to travel 4 hours to come play against me on the weekends and sleep in the parking lot, you know, of a Nathan's just to play against me. And he was a great player, you know, and it was to me, that was the rush to the competitive scene, to have so many people gunning for me. You know, now, do you win every match? You know, the way this game is designed, no. The way this game is designed, there is no way you can win every match, you know, especially with one character. That's just, you know, because of the matchups and the flaws with the game in general, it's just impossible to say, okay, you know, I mean, everybody likes to break fucking pig's balls and call Kenshi brain dead. Is he brain dead? No. Does he have some simplicity to him? Yeah, but does he have some complex shit that you got to do too to actually make him a productive player? Yes. But there's no, like for me with Baraka, it's an uphill battle no matter what. No matter what I do, it's an uphill battle. And that's kind of what why I pick him is because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to beat Pig. I'm not going to beat 16-bit or PL or Rio. But you know what? If lightning strikes me in the ass and that day I beat you, I won't do one of your guys' battle cry, but I'll tell you this, I would be happy as a pig in shit, no pun intended, that I could turn around and say, yo, I beat you with a fucking character that shouldn't even fucking beat himself in a mirror match. And that basically tells you my level of skill is what's doing it, not the character. I see too much of people harping on, this character is this tier and this character is this tier. And I've been saying since day one, don't worry about what tier a specific character is. Worry about the person you're playing. For example, if I'm playing 16-bit, well, I don't need to know the Katana matchup. I need to know the 16-bit version of Katana. Where if I'm playing Trey Pound, I need to know the Trey Pound version of Katana. Because everybody plays a character differently. And, for PL, and like I said, I'm definitely not harping on the kid. But you know what? $5,000, he can get himself, a couple of new pairs of roller skates. He can get himself some scarves, a couple of those Ray-Ban sunglasses, a Wii U. He could come out to New York, hang out with me.
Tax-free dollars, by the way.
Tax-free dollars on top of it.
Tax-free also. Wow.
Untaxable. St. Martin Treaty with the United States of America. Anything you make here, you can't be taxed for it back in the United States. You have to be taxed under our system, and our system is duty-free. So, yeah.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill Snickers. PL doesn't have to put a dime down. All he has to do is win or lose.
That's all it was.
That's it.
I'm pretty sure 16-bit Carl staying back here, he has a better insight than almost any gamer as to the people that back VXG in terms of money, and he knows the money is very, very, very real. So that is not the question here.
I gotta put my mic down a sec.
He knows if our sponsor says they're gonna put 5K, that 5K is, just 2% of what they have in the bank. So he knows that's there. It's not even that. It's really just a matter of, is it worth it? Is 5K as a prize worth him risking his name and his title? In other words, am I going to give up give somebody a shot at my title as 2-time Evo champion? Because that's how everyone's going to look at it. If you lose to Rio, he is now the champion. People are going to look at it as a belt, which in my opinion they shouldn't look at it that way, but that is how they are going to look at it that way. Look, Filipino champ against Chris G. When they did the first 15 money match at Seasons Beatings, Filipino champ said, yeah, if he beats me, of course, everyone's going to look at it as he beat the Evo champion, so he is now the world champion. In my opinion, that's an incorrect way to look at it, but okay, whatever.
Yeah, but this is different.
Why?
There's money
it's
on
not
the line,
less on
man.
the 16-bit. Let me just ask you a straight-up question. I know Rio asked you, how does 5K sound shady? We're giving away $13,600 for Street Fighter. That's a drop in the bucket. It's sponsored by VXG and the St. Martin Tourist Board. So there's nothing shady about $5,000. That is not even a sliver of the issue here. He knows the money is real, dude. All right, so don't make a kind of excuse for him. That's out of the question. The point is,
let me just interject. Hey, THTB. In fact, 16-bit. You can thank Brian actually to getting me hooked on this fucking Mountain Dew. This is the kid that I was just saying that used to drive 4 hours to play against me in Mortal Kombat. The guy used to have one of those. You ever see those cars, the CRXs, those little jammies? Yep, he had this fucking car filled from top to bottom with empty bottles of fucking Mountain Dew. He drank more of this shit than I've ever seen. Now I drink this shit like it's crack ever since then for 20 years. Anyway, that was pointless, but go on.
Yeah. Well, all right. So 16-bit. Would you do the match? $5,000 is guaranteed. We're wiring it to an account that both of you can check that the money is there. And would you money match Rio for $5,000 at VXG if we had offered that to you? And if yes, because I think your answer is yes, then why would you do it? And how do you still justify you doing it but Carl not doing it? Now, mind you, when I came in here, I'm telling you I understand why Carl doesn't do it. I just think, in my opinion, you're going about the kind of defense of Carl in the wrong way, making it all about evil. But to me, it doesn't even have anything to do with that.
Did I lose you? No, you're still there.
No, I'm right here, just waiting for 16-bit, see if he's gonna answer. But I think the answer is pretty clear. It's anyone would take a $5,000 money match that's being offered to you by a sponsor.
Like Trey Pound saying, the Steelers don't care if they win the Super Bowl this year and then say, well, if we win next year, who cares? You consistently push yourself. That's stop calling until you guys act like somewhat cyber athletes instead of cyber divas. You got to take the attitude of push yourself to the furthest limits. Pig is a pain in my ass, and I say this every episode, but I love the guy. But he's one of the guys out there that is consistently pushing whatever buttons he can to make himself get that much better. He's never satisfied. I think Pig is one of those that if you turned around and said, let me give you a money match, if a $5,000 money match versus Rio, Maxter in 16-bit and 1, you got a gauntlet for $5K. Would you turn it down? But you might lose $1,000. I think he would still do it, just because it's pushing him that extra limit. And that's what PL should be doing, is saying, you know what, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about me. I'm proving this for me, and I don't know. You know what? I just don't think he has that killer instinct in him, And it sounds like I'm breaking his balls, but I think he would rather just be roller skating around, fucking, than playing MK sometimes. But I mean,
yeah,
anybody would take the money. Any normal person out there would take the money. 16-bit, you would take the money. We'd all take the money.
Yeah, the only person who won't take it is Carl. That's it.
What is the undercard to that fight? What is the second match out there that everyone wants to see, other than Carl?
I would like to see, for a second match, Chris G versus Pig.
I'm talking, but Chris G hasn't been around enough to warrant such a high stakes money match. Though.
I have. Let's see how he plays out in the next couple of weeks. Let's see how he plays out in the next couple of weeks, because I've seen the chit chatter, and let's all be realistic. Pig is the top Kenshi, and this, in my opinion, could be the dethroning of Pig, which. You know what? To be honest, I kind of want to see it, Pig. I kind of want to see. I want to see Chris G come and prove, to everybody that, the characters that he's used, the fact that he's made statements that he's now taking MK more serious. I would like to see that actually have a meaning. For 16-bit, I don't even know 16-bit. 16-bit hasn't had a good 16-bit versus fucking the world. He's like Bart Simpson right now.
Everyone wants a piece of him.
A lot of people want a piece of 16-bit. But as far as the hypeness right now, I don't know who.
There's nobody else who warrants a 5K money match besides those two guys.
See.
That's the thing. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Nobody warrants that much.
No.
Besides PL and Rio.
Yeah. Because they're also the two big money guys in the system. You know what I mean? I don't like. If I offered $1,000 to most gamers, it would be fine. You know, what I mean?
Actually, correct
$5,000,
myself.
You're talking.
Pig versus Maxter. I forgot about that match. Did that ever happen?
It happened once, I think.
Just
and
once.
Max the one.
Yeah, just once. Give him his run back. That would be hype. That would warrant. If I was going to
Did
put.
he get the run back and lose his bracket?
Got to be matches that people. It's got to be matches that people also want to. It's like twofold because remember, it's in a casino, so these matches are happening live, and hours before the matches, people can bet on the matches. So it has to be an entertaining match. It has to be a good rivalry, but it also has to be something that's not lopsided in the sense that the casino wants to, as much as possible, get the bets even on each side. So
Yeah.
it has to be that the community is kind of divided on who would win that. That's where Chris G is interesting because Chris G would get all those Street Fighter guys to bet on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he would get a lot of people who feel like, yo, he's godlike in our scene. He'll clean up that Mortal Kombat scene, no problem. That's where he is actually very interesting in terms of money matches where side bets, casino bets are involved.
I mean, let's just say this right now, because both of you guys, I mean, if you want to get in on the chat, guys, you're more than welcome to. But, on the call. But 16-Bit and Pig, you two guys right now are the most, I'll use Vince McMahon terminology, magnetic yet polarizing characters out there. Who would you like to see your top money matches with? And don't say me because I ain't giving away free money.
I like DJ El Toro. He's kind of got it there. PL versus Rio, CD Jr. versus Pig, DarKNaTaS versus Scar, Tyrant versus Tom Brady.
You want to see DarKNaTaS versus M2 Dave. That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
That's the match that's never happened. That's been talked about for a long time.
And wait, and you got to do an undercard if they come. Birdsong versus Goldfish Keeper.
That's a little too one-sided to me.
For who?
For Birdsong.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man.
Dude, I played Birdsongs. She would... I love Goldfish, but she would wreck her.
I don't know. I mean, it could. But I'm just thinking and bringing hypeness and and at the end of the day, bets. But yeah, I think we might go a little lopsided towards her.
Yeah, that's a little too lopsided.
It might go a little lopsided. But then again, you got to say at the end of the day, remember, Goldfish Keeper did beat Jay Wong.
Well, let's see. I mean, we got some time. The only match that we know definitively now is the match. Is that, like I said, I'm still being hopeful with him. That's why I hope the community don't. The problem is if you troll the guy and threaten the guy into trying to do it, it's not going to happen. You need to encourage him. Talk to the dude and ask him, listen, this is something the community really wants to see.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that.
Is that something? Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because I actually, when the $1,000 thing came up, I reached out to him and I tried to talk to him, and the fucking guy had strep throat.
Oh, boy.
But I spoke to him and I understand where he's coming from. Well,
$1,000 is I'm sorry, but $1,000 is not enough. The guys, you're literally talking the two most accomplished Mortal Kombat players this year. Yeah. For $1,000, that's 8th place at MLG. No, that's not gonna happen. So if you're talking about those two, you have to, in my opinion, start at 3,000. Start to even have a discussion, and that's where it ends up getting. Well, you know what, Carl? The highest VXU would be willing to go is $5,000. You sit on that, you marinate on that for a couple months. You're gonna be here anyway, because he's already told me he's coming to VXG. He is competing in Mortal Kombat, so it's not like he's not gonna be on the island. It's not like he won't be competing in the regular tournament. So it's just one extra day of work to have a chance at doubling your money. That's the way I was hoping that he may reconsider it given time, but it won't be reconsidered if he constantly feels like the community's gonna, bash him for it, and that's not gonna help. If we really want to see this, guys, honestly, encourage him, talk to him. You see him at the tournament, say, listen, man, I think you should do it. I think I think you should really consider doing the money match.
I'll smother him with I'll smother him with
stats.
love. Me and him will get
Yes.
together and we'll be like that cookie, that black and white cookie. We'll be like we'll be connected at the hips, man. I really want to see him. I want to see him do well. I want him to do well beyond Evo. I want to see him piss players off. I want people to walk away saying this motherfucker beat me. But if he's not, if he's so it's like, I don't know. Growing up as a kid, remember the girl always worried about being thought of as a slut, and the guys are like, "Yo, a slut's a good thing." He's at that stage right now where he's worried about, the perception that he has, and it's like he's afraid to move left or right now.
Right.
Enjoy it, dude. It's a dude. There's nobody in this community that's a true dick, except for Pig, but that's because Pig's just a dick. But I love that dick. No homo intended on that one.
Yeah, that sounds really bad. Love that.
But we actually, when I, even going back to the days when I did the whole paper plate on the chest at fucking VSM, it wasn't to pick on him and make him feel bad. It was get a couple of fucking shits and giggles, and it was funny because it was like, literally I did that paper plate video, and I think I've been back in the community for like 3 days. And I'm already making paper plate videos on people. And he laughed at it. I talked to Brady. I was like, was he pissed about it? He said, no, he laughed at it. And I came up with my paper legend fucking character for a while, which was kind of cutesy. But it was to keep some comedicness at the same time to keep this competitiveness that's there. I mean, I want, like I said, when you go to a tournament like VXG as an example, I want you to go to the tournament. I want you to play your games. But then, you know what? When the games are done, I want everybody to go out to a club. Everybody's doing shots. Everybody's fucking hanging out with the ladies or the guys, whatever floats your boat. Because you know what? The MK community, we really don't judge. And it's just about having a party, but at the same time being competitive. And it is what I thought, MLG was looking for. And, I mean, in my opinion, I was wrong. It was money, keep it very competitive. And unfortunately, I didn't see eye to eye with that aspect of it, because I want guys to realize, at the end of the day, when you're done playing the game, you are going to have to get a job. You are going to have to work. It's nice to analyze games and break down games, unless you're like one of the few that, managed to squeeze your way into a company and, work as game testing. You know what? Take the mic for a second. Let me take this call.
All right.
I don't know. Does anyone else have any questions on that whole issue? I mean,
I'm
like
trying
I
to think of
said,
matches
just
that never
summarize.
occurred. You could try to go the route instead of run back matches. Maybe matches that's never occurred with some of the other players out there as a possibility as a big fight. But that's what we're trying to think of right now is like who has never fought each other.
Yeah, the thing is, it's always easier to go to the run back because a match that never happened, you don't know if it would be any good. You know what I mean? It's like you don't know if it's gonna turn out to be interesting or is it gonna turn out to be lopsided or that's why it's so much easier to look back and think because I was thinking about another match. What about these guys? I think the brothers that beat Carl at was it the last MLG or was it the MLG before that?
You mean the Terry brothers?
Yeah.
MIT and Denzo?
Right, Denzo.
Mhm.
I think that's the one that had a little smack talk with him after he won, and I think Denzel took him out the tournament, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it would be. I was wondering if that's something. Is that a run back people want to see, or is it not really?
What is that? Which one? I'm sorry.
Denzel Terry.
Versus?
PL.
Well, PL's not going to do it still. It's still PL.
It's still PL.
Yeah, I got a point.
Yeah, PL's not gonna do it.
What? Hey, Natus. What is Big Titty Kang's name on Skype?
On Skype, Rodney.
It is Rodney. All right.
Rodney something.
All right.
Yeah.
Brown.
Solid Sanatero. The other fighting games, we just announced it this week. It's going to be Street Fighter 4, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, KOF, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Smash Brothers Brawl, and Mortal Kombat 9. And I'm missing one. Am I missing one? No, I think that's it. Yeah. We haven't decided on Injustice. In the post that I made on our Facebook yesterday, I said that we would not decide on the game until it has an official release date. That's for several reasons. We want to be certain that the game's coming out with enough time before VXG. We want to see if the game is getting a following as well, and that kind of stuff. Because next thing you know, we put it in, and it's like July 5th release date. If it pushes back 2 months, you never know. So we have a spot reserved for Injustice, and it depends on the release date.
Okay.
Dizzy versus him, the whitest guy versus the blackest guy in the community. That would actually be a good match, though. That would
So what do
be
you
a good
got?
match.
Dizzy versus Digimon?
No. Terry versus versus Dizzy.
Nah, man, come on. Terry's not the blackest guy. Fucking Digimon is.
Digimon's the saltiest guy. Yeah, Digi's the shit, though, man. I love Digimon.
Yeah, he's cool.
I love Digimon. I'll take him on my show any day. I hate when people break his balls. You know what? He's a diehard fucking guy. PL is the whitest guy in the community. Fucking guys. His last name is White. But I mean, I guess, like I said, when it comes to, I mean, now, obviously, if the PL and Rio thing is to happen, how many undercard matches would you be willing to put?
We have space in the program for 16 matches in total, so that's across the various games.
So that's including 6 might be for Street Fighter.
A bunch
So
for
you,
Marvel.
we're thinking, we're actually thinking about making it pretty even, in the sense of, well, we won't have a money match for Smash Brawl, so that's out of the way. We would like to see a run back if we have a guy in the Caribbean who's very good at KOF. We want to see him against Bala. A lot of our Caribbean guys have always wanted to see Bala go up against this guy. We got some matches for KOF. The Dominican Republic has issued a challenge to Puerto Rico to claim who is the best Street Fighter players, and in speaking to PR Rog in NEC, he says, bring it on. He'll take on anyone from the Dominican Republic. Best player is called Wtih Focus. He didn't even come to VXG this year. He's by far considered the best, and he's an Akuma player, and he will be going up against PR Rog in a money match as well. There's some other matches that we're looking at. We're not going to disclose all of them as yet, but there are some pretty interesting Marvel matches. The key to these matches is that once we sign agreements and contracts with them, they won't be allowed to do any. If they end up in a tournament, of course they'll play, but they would not be allowed to do any public money matches or any exhibition matches until VXG, because we want to save that for VXG. So that is part of the agreement and part of the sponsorship agreement, because again, this is money coming from the organization that is literally being given to you. If you as a player want to go and bet on your match and make it more interesting between the two of you, sure, but there's a certain amount from the sponsor. I'll put their website here, www.playmaho.com. This is the website of the casino that is hosting and sponsoring the money matches. They have an 8,000 square foot entertainment area, and in there it will literally be in the casino. It's called Casino Royale. The event is being called VXG Casino Royale. So yeah, it's gonna be really, it's like right across the road from the venue too. So you're in the hotel and it's like 2 minutes walking and you're in the casino. And that's the idea. 16 money matches with a few undercards to start, and then we would have like 6 main event matches. Like seriously speaking, they were even talking about getting Michael Buff. That's how serious they are about this shit.
Like, yeah, they had Michael Buffer here for a poker tournament 2 years ago, at the Maho tournaments. You'll get to hear him say, "Let's get ready to rumble," and all that kind of shit. So,
Cheech wants to know who the slut of the MK community is.
James, I just clicked on my his icon.
That would be CD Jr. because he bounces around from character to character nonstop. There we go. I got it. All right. There is no sluts in our community. Just so everybody knows. Copy. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Let me add them. We really don't have too many sluts in our community. There we go. All right. I guess is he both of them?
No, it's the first one.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. I hate fucking Skype. Yo, that shit we were testing through last night. By the way, everybody out there, just so you know, Windows 8 is good, but it sucks for fucking everything being fucking intertwined into Windows 8. Just for all you freaking geeks out there that are actually into OSs. Let me add him. It's
16-bit. Like you said, we'll keep you in consideration. Your name will come up, of course, even now. And when we were discussing with Play Maho about money matches, so we'll keep looking out there. I know you. Are you or are you not doing the money match with Chris G at SCR? Or are you not sure?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up there, Mr. Big Titty Kang?
Yo, what's up, Big King here? We got Scorpion here also. We're in the bar in the bathroom right now, just chilling them, waiting for my friend to sing, making out.
Scorpion and Luke Kang are in the bar in the bathroom making out.
Wait, you're in the bathroom right now? What the fuck?
What are you guys? You guys hunting Santa down, or are you looking for ass?
No, we're the bathroom closed right now. Nigga taking mad chicks.
Where you in the city, or you up in the lovely upstate area?
What happened?
Where are you? You downstate or upstate?
No, we're on our hometown right now. We're in Poughkeepsie right now.
Poughkeepsie. Yo, man, find me fucking Tootie. That was like my favorite black chick growing up from Facts of Life. I always wanted to score with her. And then when I seen her older and she did that one show, I was like, yo, she's still fucking hot, man.
Oh, damn. I'm gonna go on microphone in a little bit when I'm singing. I'm gonna go like, yo, where Wtih at? I'm trying to fuck that ass. Yeah, man. Yo, let me put this speakerphone real quick.
All right,
okay.
I do a speakerphone. Yo, Josh, say what up, Scorpion? Yo, what up, James?
Yo, what up there, Mr. Scorpion? You guys ever get your hands on Santa Claus or what?
Fuck
He didn't give you nothing for Christmas, huh? You know, I gotta say,
Speakerphone isn't working.
Yeah, your speakerphone
Yeah, we can't hear you.
It's pretty horrendous right
Hold on. Go ahead, hold it down. You hear me now?
now.
Yeah, you sound better now.
Sound better now.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, what's going on?
So yeah, we're actually we're in the middle of discussing. In fact, you know what? It's good to have you here, Rolando, who is the tournament organizer of the VXG tournament, which is going on July 25th to 28th down in St. Martin. Rodney and Scorpion.
I'm going to step outside.
All right, these are the guys that are
hold on.
the Flash dancers. These are the guys that are the MK Flash dancers, but they sound like ass because they're in a club, obviously. So what I'm going to do is...
All right, listen now.
All right, you guys, yeah, this sounds better. Rodney, you there? Or is it just,
Rodney's taking
Josh?
shit.
All right, Rodney's taking
It's just
shit.
me.
All right, well... All right, Josh.
Kang's always taking him dumb.
Josh?
Yeah.
Rolando, you there?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
What's up? How you guys doing?
Okay, Rolando, these are the guys who did that video.
Yeah.
This is Scorpion from the MK Flash Dancers. Something that might spark an interest down in your neck of the woods for some entertainment value.
Yeah.
These guys got a lot of stuff going on. They just completed that video. They're looking to do more stuff. So they might want to venture down to St. Martin as well. I don't know how many of them are going to wind up coming down, but you know, I mean, I'm sure there's a way that you guys, you know, might be able to exchange some numbers and emails and see if maybe you guys can work something out as far as entertainment value, if something can be done. You know, I mean, it's all it is networking at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, congratulations on your video. The video was pretty awesome. I had a great time watching it, especially you guys pushing James up a wheelchair. That was pretty awesome.
You know what nobody notices, though? In the video, there's a shot where Scorpion and Liu Kang, you know, and it's funny because I rewatched the video, and, you know, when I kept telling you guys to hit me, there's a part where they're chasing Santa and they level me. For some reason, you leveled me.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me. I gotta say, James, you're a trooper, man. Because, like, you know, in production, like the way we run the way we do production is not like we're not out there with a team. We don't have, you know, permits to film on the street or anything. So when we film, it's just you got to go with it and you got to do whatever happens. And James James was like a meat puppet because he just took such a beating. Like, we were like, all right, James, we're going to run into you and knock your ass down. And we must have did that 7 times before we got the take right. And I'm talking like elbowing him in the face and like punching him in the stomach. And he was just like, yeah, keep going, keep going. Like, this guy loves abuse.
But what's funny is the funniest part is when the final cut happened, I don't know how the physics happened. I feel like it was a Mortal Kombat game. How you guys chested my shoulder, but yet I fell forward.
It's funny. We broke your diaphragm. We were just like, oh, fuck it, I quit. But we had so many issues with the compressions from going back and forth on Macs and PCs that, you know, the sound wasn't quite right, but I think it still came out to be a pretty funny video.
No, it definitely came. It was hilarious. I mean, everybody. I haven't seen one. I haven't looked for a dislike. I shouldn't have to, because you know what? You guys might hunt Santa. If somebody fucking dislikes that video, I'll find you. But no, I mean, definitely. You know, when I mentioned earlier on the show, you know, that guys that are in the tri-state area that are into the cosplay, that, you know, to look you guys up, to hit you up over on Riot or SuperZeros. You know, for available bodies of people that are willing to do it. I mean, your team, I don't know, because you got the Marvel guys between you. I mean, how many people do you guys have now about?
Well, the thing is, we are the Marvel guys. Everyone you see in MK is Marvel. So, we collectively we have about 40 people, but working constantly on stuff, it's pretty much Scorpion, me, Liu Kang, Ermac. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's who writes everything, and I direct, and you know, that's there's only about, you know, 3 of us who really push for more ideas. Everyone else just kind of like comes along for the ride, you know.
Well, I mean, like I said, I had a blast doing it, and you know, I mean, next time you guys are doing something, I'm always game, and you know, if I got to get up and get out there again, I'll have no problem doing that.
I told you, man, you would make a great Kano. So, you know, we're going to revisit Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and I think we're going to do it right this time. We're actually going to we're kind of planning on having almost like a gauntlet, like fight all throughout the city, you know, like one-on-ones everywhere, in the restaurants, you name it, just go crazy with it. And I'll definitely need a Kano for that, so, you know.
Actually, it was weird. You were just calling me. Did I lose you, Rodney?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Rodney, Josh, because, yeah, I was just getting called from your phone.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
How long do you guys, like, this video came out, let's say, yesterday. How long do you practice for this kind of thing and come up with the idea? And because I'm like, it's such a wide area. You came from one part of New York, ended up in a park, you know, it's like, how do you map that out in your head and decide, okay, this is where we're going to film this thing?
Well, we basically, it's funny, we have what we call meetings, and only the local people get together. So we have about 4 or 5 people. We get together, and we just, you know, we'll get together, we'll have lunch, and we'll drink, and we'll think about, like, what makes this character funny? What are some backstory that we could bring out in this character? And, like, let's say for, we were thinking about the scene, like for the skateboard and the wheelchair scene. in this latest video, we were like, what would make that hilarious, and where could we bring that out of? And we were just like, Central Park has a lot of bridges, so we went from there. And like, usually we want to expand further than New York City, but like I said, we're still pretty new. We've only been at this 11 months, you know, and we don't have budget to go other places yet. But we want to expand. For now, we're kind of confined to the corridor, you know, of New York City. So we usually think of an idea and we think about what in people's minds would make this the most hilarious, and then we go from there. Like originally, we wanted to start this video out and with the trees in Rockefeller Center, but we got kicked out, so we had to adapt. And like it's like 20 degrees, it's freezing, and we're like, okay, let's head in the direction that we think will be a Christmas tree, which was Central Park. We got there's no tree, but we're like, okay, we're running out of time. Let's just film it. So a lot of the time, it's really just random, and a lot of funny stuff happens by chance almost. But we're trying to narrow that down and get more serious as a production and actually bring more legit stuff out. So I can call your phone anyway, and we'll be on.
Right. So, in terms of the cameras, how many cameras are you guys using for this kind of thing?
When we do a flash mob with 30 people, we have 3 cameras. We'd always like more because someone always misses something. Because like it's no secret that people are more. I don't want to say the word social, but people are more crazy, I guess, than others, and they'll be doing crazy stuff. And, the main cameras will be focused on them, but at the same time, something else could be happening in the back. Or, it's 30 people. It's a lot of people to film. So, like, as a standard, we always, in our budget right now, it's 3 cameramen. But, more is always better. But if you also think of editing, like, when we get into the editing booth and we have 8 hours of footage from each cameraman, it gets a little hectic,
Got it.
Hey, I'm gonna pass it off to Kang right now because I'm freezing my tits off.
I'm gonna get you guys. I'm gonna get you guys back on here also. After the new year, I'd like to get all of you. Everybody apparently is fascinated by Jade's ass.
Oh man! Hey, listen. Let me tell you. I don't know if anybody knows, but I know everybody thinks Scorpion's gay. But I just think that's a funny, arc to have. But I date Jade in real life, and we kind of just broke up, which kind of sucks. And I was thinking of some funny shit to say, but yeah, man.
Awkward.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah. This is the On Blast show, but I wouldn't tell you to put that one on blast because if it's salvageable, salvage it.
Oh, I'll put it on
blast. You better salvage that. You
better
salvage that shit, nigga.
Scorpion's ladies, man. I'm just letting you know, girls are all the